Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my beautiful people. Wherever you're watching me from across the world, my name is Omenoko Emeka Moses of the Omenoko Lifestyle channel. Basibe, welcome to my channel today. Today is day 54 of our beans farming experiment in dry season. Let me see you if it is actually day 54. Yes, today is day 54 of our beans farming experiment in dry season. And also the 1st of March 2025. The year is running on. Okay, my camera wasn't straight. The year is moving fast. We're already done with the today is 1st of April. Sorry. Today is 1st of April 2025. We're done with the first quarter. Is it first quarter? Yeah. So we're done with the first quarter of the year and we're moving to the second quarter. Welcome to my channel, Omenoko Lifestyle. We are still waiting for the beans farm to produce beans flowers. And from flowers, go ahead on to produce beans pods. So that's where we are right now. So today, I want to talk about factors. Because our beans have not started producing flowers, it's as though it's coming in late. I want to talk about factors that may cause beans to produce flowers late or pods late. We're going to look at about 8 of them, and I have written them down, I've jotted them down on my phone. So I'll be looking at my phone from time to time to read out what I have jotted down. We have about 8 factors that could cause flowers not to come out as we're experiencing now. Flowers are not coming out. So kindly pay attention. Before I go on, if you are visiting my channel for the first time, you have not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, drop a comment, ask me questions, and I'll respond to them personally. So let me get right onto it. Several factors can cause beans not to produce flowers and pods. Number 1, I have said this before, excess nitrogen. Excess nitrogen. This is really something very important with beans. If the soil has too much nitrogen, the soil will produce lush flowers. Lush leaves. Leaves will be looking healthy, greenish, and plentiful. Like my own is looking plentiful, but flowers won't come out. May God help us. I just hope I haven't added too much. So the recommendation I gave earlier was 10-20-10. Give NPK fertilizer where nitrogen is not paid so much attention to, but potassium and phosphorus. Too much of nitrogen can hamper flowers. It will give priority to leaves blossoming, flourishing than flower production. That's one of the reasons. Number 2, lack of phosphorus and potassium. Lack of phosphorus and potassium. Phosphorus and potassium are very essential to the formation of flowers and pods in beans. If there is any deficiency in phosphorus and potassium, beans will not produce. I have just said it. When you apply NPK fertilizer, you apply the NPK that gives priority to potassium or phosphorus. Deficiency in these two will lead in low flower production or no flower production at all. Number 3, excessive temperatures. Excessive temperatures can cause flowers not to come out. If the weather is too hot, flowers will say mba. If the weather is too cold, flowers will say mba. It does not want it to be too hot. It does not want it to be too cold. If the weather is too hot or the weather is too cold, flowers will not come out. Excessive temperature. I said it in my day, either day 10, between day 7 and day 10 of this experiment. Beans just needs moderate temperature. It doesn't want it to be too hot, it doesn't want it to be too cold. Remember he said his beans will produce flowers and the flowers will drop. That's what happens when the temperature is too hot. If it is too hot, once your beans start producing flowers, the flowers will be dropping. Anyway, my own have not even produced, let alone to drop.
This is the 68th of our experimental beans farming in dry season. As you can see, I told you earlier that I got discouraged just because of the intensity of the sun in this our locality in Bida, Niger State. The sun is so intense to the extent that the plants are not doing well just because of the sun intensity. It's really affecting the humidity. Even the flowers that have started, they just fall off again. So I decided to be watering the plants every day when I notice that the leaves are getting dried, so just because of the humidity. So and now what I'm noticing is that the leaves are getting so thick. You can see the leaves are getting so thick, though they have revived, no longer drying, but they are getting too thick instead of them to be flexible. And even the stem is getting too thick. But though since the other one started producing the beans, none has produced the beans again. So you can see none has produced the bean seeds again since the other time. So and I don't know why, though some are still producing flowers up till now, but the moment they produce flowers, you just see that it will just take few days and the flowers will just fall off and it will fail to produce the beans. So
I'll take that
I
again.
don't know why, though some are still producing flowers up till now, but the moment they produce flowers, you just see that it will just take few days and the flowers will just fall off and it will fail to produce the beans. Just that the plants are looking okay, but I don't know why they are not producing bean seeds. So maybe if you have an idea, you can drop that in the comment section. I'll be glad so that our experiment will yield a better result.
So that is why I think beans likes when the rain is just going, sun is coming out, but sometimes the weather is still cool, it's still chilled and all that. So maybe it is too hot for my beans. Maybe I should do some form of shade. You know, this is an experiment, and in the purpose of an experiment is to find out the end point of something. What do? You just gather facts around what you're finding out in the process. That's what this experiment is all about. So we're trying to find out if beans will produce in dry season. And now I'm finding out that too much sun. We have not fully entered rainy season. I kept it in the dark, in the shade. I kept the beans in the shade at first. It was being affected by aphids and fungi and all that. Now I brought it to the sun. It has refused to produce flowers. Awal's own, I think Awal is in Kano. Awal, please, where are you based? His own produced flowers, but the flowers, according to him, keeps dropping. So excessive temperatures cause the flowers, once that's produced, to be dropping. Number 4, insufficient sunlight. I said it before, beans needs at least 6 to 8 hours of sunlight every day in order to produce beans pods properly, for the beans pods to do good. But situation where it has started exceeding that, then there's a problem also. 6 to 8 every day. In the morning, your sun comes out at least maybe by 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, which is 3 o'clock. When sun should have gone, everything should be okay, back to normal. 6 to 8 hours of sunlight every day for the pods to form properly. That's what it needs. Insufficient sunlight will make your beans not to produce flowers and subsequently pods. Water stress. Number 5 reason why your beans might not produce flowers and pods is water stress. What is water stress? When you are overwatering the plant or underwatering the plant, everything just has to be done in moderation. Everything has to be done. Remember, beans can grow in rocky areas so long as water is falling. And you know that rocky area is not even holding so much water. Like I said again from the beginning of this experiment, beans does not like waterlogged areas. It doesn't like waterlogged areas. So water stress can make the beans not to produce flower and pods. I don't think that's part of what's happening to my own. I'm thinking maybe excessive sunlight. Maybe I should start doing some kind of greenhouse thing, because this is not the climate under which beans produces normally. So we're trying to find out if it will produce, or how best can we make beans produce during this period. So water stress, both underwatering and overwatering, can hinder flower development and cause pods to drop. That's even if it has developed beans pods. Because of too much watering or underwatering it can lose its pods or hinder the flowers from coming out. Number 6 is improper pollination. Some beans species require insects. If the insects are not there, pollination will not occur. And if pollination does not occur, pods won't form. Pollination, I've said it in several of these videos, pollination must occur for the pods to come out. And pollination cannot occur when flowers have not come out. Pollination cannot occur when flowers have not come out. So improper pollination, if it's the species that requires insect like bees to act as pollinators, when the bean species is not properly self-pollinating, there will be no fertilization of the ovaries in the beans flowers, and pods will not form. So improper pollination. Number 7, pests and diseases. Pests and diseases apparently will make your beans not to produce. Insects attack like aphids, I mentioned aphids earlier, or thrips, or fungal infections can weaken the plant and reduce flower production. Insect attacks, that's insects like aphids and thrips, or fungal infection can weaken the plant and reduce flower production. It's self-explanatory. Pests and diseases, rodents, if there are rats running around, cats running around the garden, even if flowers form, it will bring it down. Then sometimes, if you have that infestation, go and check my video on how to plant beans. Check the recent one I did this last year, 2024. You will see I showed some beans that were infested by insects. I think those are the aphids, those black stuffs. Or is it the fungal infection? It will weaken the plant and make it not to produce flowers. Pests, rodents in the area. So that was number 7, pests and diseases. Finally, number 8, plant crowding. Plant crowding. Beans have the ones that grow running all the whole place. Bean species, there are the species that grow running all around the whole place. Overcrowding. It was part of what I experienced when I planted in the home garden. When I started the experiment in the home garden, overcrowding was part of what I experienced. You can see in my day, I think 39 or so, between 39 and 45, I spaced out the beans in the sacks so that there can be airflow. When there's not enough airflow, the beans can be struggling for air. So you need to give it space, especially for the ones that branches out a lot. You can see the beans. We'll go and look at it very soon. Some of them are branching out, spreading out very wide. Overcrowding can make beans not to produce pods and flowers. It can also lead to competition in the nutrients that is available around where it is being planted. Giving 1 foot spacing between each beans plant, I think it's fair enough. It's a fair game. 1 foot spacing or 1.5 foot spacing. So if it is a species that expands and produces a lot of pods, you have bountiful harvest. Give your beans space to breathe. Let the beans breathe. Let the beans breathe. Let them have enough nutrients. Imagine when the roots of the beans are just so close to each other, they will just be struggling for nutrients and they might not have the vital nutrients like phosphorus and potassium that is required, iron, magnesium required for the beans to produce pods. You will not have also enough sunlight when you overcrowd the beans. There won't be enough sunlight. And photosynthesis, requires sunlight. There's no way the beans can produce its own food through sunlight if you don't have enough sunlight because of overcrowding. So you space out the beans. Space out the beans properly. I will go through the 8 points again. Factors that could make your beans not to produce flowers and pods. Number 1, excess nitrogen. This is where they say too much of everything is bad. Excess nitrogen. Lack of phosphorus and potassium. Lack of phosphorus and potassium will make your beans not to produce flowers and subsequently pods. If no pods, no food, because the food is in the pods. For those of you that might be asking, this pod, the pod is that thing where the beans is inside. When the beans produce, the pods dry, you beat the beans pods and you get your beans and go and eat. Number 3, extreme temperatures will stop your beans from producing flowers and pods. Number 4, insufficient sunlight. Insufficient sunlight will stop your beans from producing flowers and pods. Number 5, water stress. Excessive water and underwatering will cause your beans so much problem. Then, improper pollination. Number 7, pests and diseases. Pests and diseases. That cat did me a lot of shege. For those of you that watched the video from the beginning, go back and watch all the episodes. I want to say something. My mouth they scratch me to say something. But let me just give you a snippet. Maybe I think I'll convert this series to a book and it will be out there. If you are going to buy my book, right, I go buy them in the comment section. If you are watching this extent and you're going to buy the book, if I convert it to a book, this whole series, and put on Amazon and other platforms for sale, right, I go buy them. Make I know that you watched it up to this extent. So number 7, that cat. I was talking about that cat that showed me shege when I started just killing a lot of my beans plants. It was quite an experience. It's been an experience starting in January 1st. I didn't know I could do this. I video every day, literally. Oh my god, there were days I compiled videos, but I couldn't edit. I had a lot of work, some renovations going on in my house. So I had a lot of work to do. I couldn't edit. So there were days I was forced to post 3 videos in a day. 3 videos in a day, 2 videos in a day before I started balancing up again. I'm so happy. I thought I was going to give up, but thank God I didn't. So, and lastly, plant crowding. Plant crowding is not good for beans. Give at least 1 foot spacing or 1.5 foot spacing for your beans so that it will have the opportunity to express itself. So with that, we come to the end of our lecture today. Day 54 on our beans farming experiment, how to grow beans in dry season. And today is 1st of April 2025. Welcome to April. Not welcome you. I want to do giveaway, but I don't know how to go about it. So I want to also use this opportunity to thank you all that have been there with me. I have dedicated people watching these videos I post every day. Immediately I post, there are people that I observe that watch it. I want to say thank you. Thank you for sticking by. Thank you for following through. If there is something you feel I should do better, that you want me to improve upon, or something you want to see, please drop it in the comment section and I'll work on that. Thank you very much. I know Emma Ella sent me some questions. I've been looking for those questions so that I can respond to them. I can't find them. Please, Emma Ella, just go and drop a like on the video or something, or so I can just see it again. I can just see it and respond to your questions. There are 2 questions you asked me, and I said I was going to respond to them, but I've not seen. I've gotten carried away. I want to go check them out so I can do the response to them. Thank you very much for staying with me. Let me say it like Dr. Charles said, I am your friend, Omenoko Emeka Moses. Basibe, Omenoko Lifestyle. Thank you. Goodbye. Have a lovely month ahead. God bless. So, it's evening, and we're trying to find out if we have flowers in the beans. Day 54 of the experiment. First of April 2025. We still don't have any flowers. Okay. We check again tomorrow. So we check again tomorrow, as flowers haven't emerged as of today. We'll check again tomorrow. Thank you.